Hey guys, what's up? I'm Makai Block with Limitless North, and I just want to share with you one of my success habits that I started doing a little bit ago, maybe about a year and a half ago, and it's one of those things that has really just gone the distance to help me be productive, efficient, effective, and get so much more done in my life and be in a better state, be more motivated, be more inspired every day. And what it is just really writing down some very specific things on note cards that I can then repeat every day. I can go through these in the morning and I can just be inspired by them as I need to. As I wake up and I just may be needing to get into a motivated area in life, or if I'm a little bit lazy throughout my day and just kind of need a pick me up, I have these cards with axioms on them. I have inspirational quotes. I have reminders for myself. And I'll just get into these. I'll start reading them, and you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about here. But this one habit has gone so far to help me be motivated, to help me accomplish so much more than I was before. And so it's a practice that I would really encourage you to do in your life as well. And you'll just see what I mean as I begin to read these. So the first card that I have is, don't skip these cards without answering the questions out loud to yourself. And the reason I wrote that is I don't want to just read through these cards and skip them real quick. There's some really poignant questions that I've written down to challenge myself. And if I answer out loud the answer to the question that I'm asking on the card, it really just it allows me to get more involved in the moment and to challenge myself and to be more accountable with what I'm challenging myself on. And so the first one, don't skip these cards without answering the questions out loud to yourself. As I go through these cards, you're also going to see some of the stuff I've learned over the years, some of the ways that I'm really just pushing myself to greater achievement, greater accomplishment. So the very first question I have written down on the card is, how much money are you going to make today? And then I have a goal written down there, and what that does is it gets me in that mindset that today is for working. When I get to work, when I go after my prospects, when I start selling, when I start pushing my products, when I start doing screen printing or selling elevated clothing or whatever it may be that I'm focusing on for that day, I have a goal that I'm trying to reach for that day. So how much money are you going to make today? And I challenge myself and I make myself answer what my goal is so that I can keep myself on that. Next is either handwrite or recite your 100 goals. Now what this is I have about 100 goals for my overall life that I want to accomplish. And why that number? That's just something that somebody challenged me to do. And it's not necessarily that there are very set, specific 100 goals. Most of them I remember off the top of my head. But sometimes that changes, but I just challenge myself to write out 100 goals for my life. It could be for the year, it could be for my life, for the overall perspective of what I want to create. But in general, I have about 100 goals that I just try and write down, whether it be every day or once a month or just frequently, so that I can get into that mindset of remembering what it is I'm trying to create and idealize in my life. So I like to challenge myself just to write that down frequently and consistently. Have you added to your mailing list today? As a business owner, if you guys don't know, I own Elevated Clothing, I own Limitless North, I do a handful of businesses. I've really gotten into the route of entrepreneurship over the last couple of years in my life, and I'm just delving into it as deep as possible. I always kind of rejected having a mailing list because I felt that it was spammy and I just didn't really think that there was value in that. But as I've gone down this journey of more entrepreneurship and really just trying to be successful with my business, I've realized how incredibly valuable it is to have a mailing list, to have a group of people that I can reach out to and connect with and form real relationships with. And so it's really important to me to have mailing lists for all of my businesses so that I can engage with you, with the people that are engaging with me, and I can keep you as part of a full community that I can give to, I can add value to, I can give back to. I can hook up with free gear, discounts on the clothing, or just insights and success tips and motivations and habits, and share really amazing things. So have I added to my mailing list today? That's really important to me. Next, are you personally emailing everyone who orders from Elevated? That's something I challenged myself to about a month ago. Just realizing that I am so appreciative of the people that come to my website, order shirts, and engage with the brand. And I want to make sure that I'm reaching out to them specifically and letting them know how much I appreciate them, how excited we are to get them into our gear, and just that they have a personal connection with the business and the company once they are a customer and a fan. So that's a great one. This card says, watch this world. And the reason I wrote this one down is I have these huge goals that I'm going after. And I can doubt it at times, or I can share my goals with certain people that doubt it, that cast, just a little bit of despair and a little bit of doubt on it. And so in my mind, I just remember, watch this. Watch me go show everybody what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. Watch the results. Don't worry about what I'm saying. Don't worry about me telling you that I'm going to achieve a goal. Watch what I do. And so that's a really powerful one for me. I just remember my big goals that I'm working on towards the year. And it's just, watch this. Did you practice 15 minutes of Swedish? Some of these cards are a little, they're not as valuable for the video, so I may skip some, but I am learning Swedish. I have been for a handful of years, and so I went to Sweden and Norway in October of last year, and that was a dream trip for me that I've always wanted to take, and so I was really consistently brushing up on my Swedish and just making sure that I was putting time into that. Do things that don't scale until you're able to scale. That's a huge one. As a small company, as you're growing any business, you want to make sure that you just do the things that are more personable and more personal for the people that are engaging with your company. So as you're a huge company, you can't necessarily reach out and answer 1,000 emails in a day, right? But when you're a smaller company, those first 10 people that are emailing you, that are engaging with you, they matter so much, and you make them your brand champions by really engaging with them, by being personable, and by reaching out. So do things that don't scale. Take the time to do that extra effort that when you're a big company you won't be able to do. Is this the good life? If it's not, then go change something. This one's huge for me. It's just, am I happy in the moment? Am I happy with where my life is, with what I'm accomplishing, with what I'm achieving, with my environment, with my surroundings? And if it's not, if I'm not happy and it's not the good life, then what do I need to change? So that just keeps me accountable to thinking about that ideal life that I want. And that ties into my 100 goals as well. Love God and love others. That's such an important one for me too. I mean, all these are really important, but that one just sets my mood for the day and makes sure that I have a correct focus on what's truly important, which is, to me, loving God and loving other people in my life and making sure that I'm having an impact in some way every day. Have you read the Bible today? So I do a devotion every morning. I have a whole morning routine that I do, and you'll see some of those in these cards. But when I was just getting back into reading the Bible again, because I'd kind of been all over the place with it, I wanted to be consistent with doing that. And so I wrote it down. Have you read the Bible today? And I just try and spend 15 minutes reading and journaling and just thinking. It puts me in a really good place for the day to put my perspective where I want it to be in life. Have you read for 20 minutes today? Again, that's part of my morning ritual. So every morning I usually wake up at 5 a.m., go through this whole routine. Reading is part of that. I want to make sure that I'm reading 20 minutes at least every day in a book that's inspiring to me, that's in my field, that's marketing or success or personal development or motivation, and that I'm getting new knowledge to be better for myself, to be better for my businesses. Have you worked out today? I always go to the gym. I'm just going to skip some of these because they're part of my morning ritual, and I'll do a whole nother video on what that actual routine is, how it gets me into peak performance state for the day, and how I accomplish so much more by doing that. But I'll just kind of go through some of these fast. Did you wake up at 5 a.m.? So like I said, that's something I do every day. Are you eating 3 meals and bulking? I'm in the gym consistently, and I'm trying to put on some weight right now, so I'm just making sure that I'm consistently eating really big meals and bulking up right now. It's just a good reminder to make sure that I'm not so busy with work that I forget to, spend that time eating. I go to bed at 9 p.m. I don't always do that. That's really tough for me to do. I like to stay up late, but I wake up at 5, so I'm trying to get 8 hours of sleep and trying to be diligent about cutting off work at a certain time and going to bed. Photo shoot, just trying to do a big photo shoot for Elevated coming up soon. This one's great. You've got to defend your values, your virtues, your integrity, your dreams, or they will fade. And some of these cards are just good reminders for what life is supposed to be about, right? So you've got to defend your virtues and your values and your morals. You have to define for yourself what those are, and then you have to defend them in your life so that you can be consistent with who you want to be, because there's so many things in life that come and pull from us, and want to take from us and want to change our values and our morals and our purposes. And yet if we define them for ourselves, we can stick to them and we can lead from integrity of being consistent with who we want to be and what our character is and who we are in public and private. So we have to defend that stuff, and we have to be sold on what we believe about those. Keep a healthy perspective. God has things in store that if you would just wait and trust until you see them, they would come. Don't accept anything less when you meet it. And that's just a good reminder not to settle in life, that I believe that God is for me, that He has a beautiful path for my life, and that He's going to bring the things into my life that He wants for my purposes and my plans, not what I want. And sometimes I can get so caught up with something that's enticing here and now, but I know it's not good for my soul. I know it's not the direction my life should take. And so it's a good reminder just to wait and to be honest when I encounter something that I know is not that ideal. I am holy and righteous for the Lord. I'm steadfast in waiting on His promises, which far surpass all of my desires and expectations. And that just kind of goes along with that other one. Who do I want to be in my life? What are my values and my character and my morals and my integrity? And just wanting to be consistent with who I am. I will add money to my wealth today. That's a fun one for me. I'm building my fortune. So every day I want to be adding to my overall wealth. I want to be putting money into my investments. I want to make money, and then I want to put money into my fortune, into my wealth, into my investments that are going to create more wealth and more money and more fortune for me in the future. And so that's exciting. If every day I can make money and put some money towards my wealth, not just bills, not just obligations, not just back into my companies, but towards my wealth. That's exciting. Money comes to me when I need it and desire it strongly. Therefore, I have the ability to make any amount that I desire. Take steps of faith to grow. That one's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a reminder that I can make more money today if I want to. If I put that effort into it, if I put that thought and that creativity into it, I can make the amount of money that I desire to make. I am all about excellence. In everything that I do in life, I want to be excellent at it, especially as it relates to other people, to customers, to fans, to YouTube. I want to be excellent, and I want to add so much value to you with everything that I do so that you get something out of encountering me. So that's just a reminder, be excellent. Go that extra step and do something better than the rest of the world does it so that I can impact people in an appropriate way. Get shredded in the next 3 weeks. That's part of the gym, just working out super hard and like really being on it. That's really impressive, or important and impressive to me. Be obsessed. This is something I hear from Grant Cardone. Be obsessed. If something's important in your life, it's worth obsessing over. It's worth being so sold out and so committed to that you're obsessed and you achieve it. And so put that kind of effort, that kind of determination into it. Be obsessed. Who's got my money today? I wake up and realize that all money comes from other people. It comes from adding value and solving problems and doing services for other people. So who am I going to run into today that has my money? And that's not some evil thing of like taking it from them. It's how do I serve them to get what I want from them, which is money, which is giving them value and getting a response to that value. So who has my money today? And it makes me think like there's someone out there that I have to engage with today. So who is it? And how do I work so hard to get to those people that have my money today? If you're valuable, then you only must do valuable tasks and delegate the rest. It's a good reminder not to get trapped in the menial, tedious things of life, the things that place demands on you every day to just do all this busy work. If I'm valuable, if my time is valued, then I must only do valuable tasks and not get caught up in the rest of it. And those things that still need to get done, I can delegate those. I can hire somebody. I can hire a virtual assistant or whatever it is. But I don't need to do that. I need to only do the valuable things that are going to propel my company forward. Eat That Frog. If you're not familiar with Brian Tracy's book, Eat That Frog, he's probably the best author on time management. And this idea is that we all have 2 or 3 priorities that are the most important things for us to do each day or each week or in our life towards our goals. And if we wake up every day and do the biggest priority, the hardest one, the one that we dread the most, that is the most valuable to us, if we do that first, then we've had a successful day by the time we're done with that, and then we can do the rest of our work. So eat that frog. Do that first priority that is going to give you the greatest possible return on the effort that you put into it. Delegate everything that can be delegated. Outsource and hire. So it's just a reminder to work on my businesses and not in them, which I got so... I was so focused on working hard in my life. And if you watch some of my videos, you know that about me. Work ethic is huge to me, and I love what I do, and so I can get so caught up in working in my businesses and doing all these things, but that just keeps me tied down and doesn't allow me to cast big vision and accomplish huge steps in the right direction. So delegate everything that I don't need to do. So that's just a reminder to hire people and get them in my company and build my company rather than just working in it. Have you sold 3 foundations of success programs today? So just, consistently pushing out the important things and making sure that I'm connecting with people and teaching them the foundations of success, which is so important for me. If you don't know what that is and you're watching this for the first time, the Foundations of Success is a 30-step program of everything I've learned over the last 14 years of business and a handful of years of really delving into personal development and motivation, success and inspiration and wealth. And it's all of that knowledge that I've learned through countless books and programs and seminars and things that I've done that I've just compiled into these 30 steps that I call the foundations of success. And I think that they're so crucial for people to know because it's the knowledge that I didn't understand and didn't realize I was missing, which was keeping me from really being successful in my businesses. There'll be a link for that. If you're interested in it, you can definitely find out more about the Foundations of Success. You can go to Limitless North or LifestyleBillionaireClub.com and check it out there as well. Have you sold elevated today? So making sure that I'm pushing, all of my businesses, and I'll skip some of these. Are your newsletters consistent? So just making sure that I'm constantly reaching out to my fans and my customers. And again, some of these are more personable for me. They're not going to be as inspirational for you, but you see what my day looks like and the way that I challenge myself to do the things I need to do consistently in my businesses to make sure that they're growing and that they're effective. Go inspire people. Build relationships with them, even if they're online. So I can get caught up just working so much and realize that I'm not making new relationships, but I want to inspire people. That's the reason why I do this. And so even if it's online, even if I'm connecting with you, which is so important to me, I just want to make sure I'm doing that consistently. The more you give, the more you get back. I truly believe that as I receive, I should give. And as I give, it just keeps things flowing. It impacts people, it inspires people, it helps people, and it does something for me as well. And I believe that comes back in. And I believe that God asks us to be charitable and generous, and that's so important in my life. And so I want to make sure that I'm giving back. And I believe that it'll come back to me. And so, it's just that idea of living from abundance and not scarcity. That I'm not afraid of giving money out or giving time out or energy or effort out because I know that there's something good that comes back to me from that. And that we live in this world of abundance and not scarcity, and so I don't have to be afraid to give money out. Create financial freedom. Earn more than you have to pay off. It's a great reminder that don't get so caught up with your bills and your debt and all these obligations. Earn more. Don't worry about what you're trying to save. Just worry about earning more than what you have to give out, and that's financial freedom. Hate the very idea of being in debt or going further into debt. Debt just puts you in slavery. It ties up so much of your resources. It's such a hard thing to get out of sometimes. And so I just want to make sure that I'm not putting myself in debt. It's so easy to do owning multiple businesses, but I don't want to be strapped and I don't want to be stressed out. I want to be free, and so I don't want to go into debt. I want to use my capital to build my companies rather than debt. Avoid and despise debt. That was a big thing because I was just working my way out of a lot of debt in my life and still am in some ways. And so it's just a reminder, don't go deeper into debt. Pay that off, get free from it, and just move forward in life. Love earning and saving money. That's a big one because money is something that is necessary to impact people, to build big things, and we need it, and we need it in order to build our businesses. And so just loving every chance I get to earn money and then to save money towards my fortune. It inspires me, and it's a cool thing to be able to make more money and build a bigger, better business that impacts people in a better way and adds more value. God has given you this opportunity to work and be free. Use it wisely. I get to work from home most of the time. I have so much freedom in my life if I want it, and I just realized that most people don't. Most people don't have a job that they love, but I do. I love what I do. I love where I work. I love what I get to do for work. Love how I get to impact people. And so just making sure that I'm using that wisely every chance I get, that I'm not wasting time throughout my day, that I'm being effective, that I'm building the things that are important to me, and that I'm utilizing my time well, because I have such a beautiful opportunity to do what I love and to be where I love and to just do incredible things. And so I want to make sure I take advantage of that. Be proactive and not reactive. This is why I wake up at 5 a.m. every day, because it gives me a chance in the morning to take time for myself, to set my trajectory for the whole day. And if I can get on top of myself and manage my time and direct my day as I desire, then all these things, all these emails, these urgent phone calls, these people that want my time, all this stuff that comes in, I can be proactive to it instead of just reactive. Most of us go through life reacting. We wake up stressed. We have maybe a half an hour to get to our work or an hour or whatever, but we have to eat, we have to get in our car and drive. And everything we do throughout our day is reactive. We get emails that come in and we have to answer them, and it throws us off our game. And we're just constantly reacting to these things in life. But I want to be proactive. I want to have my day planned. I want to know what my priorities are, and I want to stick to those. And if I have to leave and handle an urgent message or somebody that wants my time, I know that I have a certain amount of time to handle that and then get right back to my priorities. So being proactive instead of reactive. One task at a time. Focus is so important. I would definitely encourage you to go onto the Limitless North YouTube channel, watch my last 3 videos on focus, and realize that that is so important, just to have one thing that you're focusing on at a time. And I'm not saying in life. We can have lots of different goals that we're kind of juggling at one time, and depending on your perspective, that could be good or bad, but I think it's fine. But what you need to do is pick one thing to focus on, to work towards at a time, so that I'm not doing 6 or 7 things at one point in time, but I have one objective, and I'm going to work on that objective until I've accomplished it. And that's the beauty of breaking down your goals into the smallest possible action steps, so that each day you can work on 5 or 6 goals, but you've done one step towards each of them consistently and fully with absolute focus to get that done, and you don't leave anything undone for the day. Maintain focus on a single primary goal, task, and priority, and accomplish it. What is it right now? Say it out loud. So that encourages me to define for myself, what is the thing that I'm going to get done today that will make today a successful day? And once I clearly speak that out to myself and define it for myself, then I go to work on it, and I don't let anything take me off task until I've accomplished that one goal. And that keeps me on a successful trajectory for the day. And you know what success is? It's just a combination of successful days in a row. A successful life is multiple successful days strung together. And so if I can make today successful, then that's a win. And I can make tomorrow successful, and that's a win. And before I know it, I've had a successful week. Then I've had a successful month, and then I've had a successful year. And I'm so much farther than I would have been if I was just getting distracted and delayed. So focus. Create more energy. You have an unlimited source. We have so much energy within us, and yet we can go through our days distraught and downtrodden and tired and just worn out. And I don't want to do that. I want to be energized. So I go to the gym, I drink water, I make sure I have a good diet, whatever it is I need to do to create energy. And so much of it's mental as well. And so getting into that peak state where I'm excited, I have energy, I know I'm going to knock out my goals for the day. And that's a great thing to read in the morning. Create energy. You have an unlimited source. What do you want to be in life? What are your desires and goals? Just defining for yourself what the ideal life is. Don't get caught up in the day-to-day stresses. Know what you want to be, know what you want out of life, and define that for yourself. You will never become wealthy when you slack off. So just as a reminder, be on point today. Don't waste time. Don't slack off. That just robs your opportunity. It robs your desires. It robs your purpose. It's not worth it, so don't slack off. You'll never be wealthy when you slack off. Your time is valuable if you want to be valuable. So if I want to be a valuable person, if I want to be inspirational and add value to people and really just be who I desire to be and live up to my fullest potential, if my time is valuable, then I can be valuable. So everything I do with my time must live up to that standard. It must be used in a valuable way to add value to myself and to others. If you effectively work for an entire day, you'll put yourself forward. I can get so distracted by my giant lofty goals, the things that I'm trying to create in my company, etc. And yet, if I realize that if I just work efficiently and effectively on those goals and those tasks that I've set for the day, then I'll put myself forward. And I don't have to worry about the big picture right now. That'll take care of itself if I put myself forward today and tomorrow and the next day. This is a test of your character. Everything in life can be viewed that way. This is a test of your character. So if I'm at my computer and I start to want to slack off or get on Facebook or do something that I'm not supposed to be doing, just realizing this is a test of your character. Who do you want to be in life? And it puts me back on track because I know who I want to be. I've defined who I desire to be. And this is a test of that character. Persist on. Just I may be tired, I may be losing energy, losing focus, but you know what? Persist on. It's worth it. If I've defined these goals and dreams and values in my life as being worth it, then it's worth it to work at them. It's worth it to persist on and to be effective. You have a financial freedom account. In this account, you deposit 12% of your income, a percentage of all passive income earned. You use this money in your FFA account to develop new passive income assets. So don't feel bad about spending it and investing it to earn more. That's just a reminder that every day I'm adding money to that account, to this freedom account that I have, which is creating more wealth for me, more passive income, more opportunities to earn more money and just to get myself out of any amount of stress that I have with finances or whatever that is. So it's exciting that every day I get to add money to my account. I am enough. I am smart, intelligent, successful, charming, loving, godly, and disciplined. It's so important to remind yourself that you are enough. So many people can derail us and derail our perspective of ourselves, our self-image, our self-esteem, our self-worth, and our self-value. And you know, I had a kind of a rough year last year in some ways, just with thinking that I have to do all these other things to be worth it. But that saying, I heard, I can't remember who it is now, but I heard this doctor talking about it, and she just said, man, I tell these celebrities in Hollywood, you are enough, and I make them say it to themselves, and it just totally revolutionizes people's lives and the way they view themselves when we say, we are enough. We don't have to do these things to have value. We already have value in God's eyes. You are enough. Define for yourself the things that you love about yourself and build your self-esteem and your self-worth. Monthly earning goals. How I'm going to build my Limitless North YouTube channel. Hire new virtual assistants. Just little things I had to do at certain times, and so I wrote them on cards to make sure that I was constantly reminding myself until I got those goals done. That's a great tactic that you can use if you see your goals and the things that you need to do every single morning. You'll make time for them. You'll get them done. Answer emails, virtual assistant emails, just making sure that I'm doing the right things and I'm getting these things done that are important to me. Do not let external situations control me. Instead, I control them. I'm like a masterful captain of a ship at sea going exactly where I aim to be, not being tossed by the waves and the wind. That stuff happens in life. There's so many things that want to steer us and derail us and pull us and push us places. But I want to be like a masterful captain of a ship at sea that knows how to navigate those waters, that knows how to set his sail, to use those things that would distract you and pull you and push you to get exactly where I want to go in life. That's a great reminder. I do not let external situations control me. Instead, I control them. I am like a masterful captain of a ship at sea going exactly where I aim to be. We become what we think about and focus on. What we think about, we become, and what we become, we attract. It's a great way to put the law of attraction into perspective. We become what we think about and focus on. So where our minds are, that's what we become. What we think about, we become. And what we become is what we attract. So you don't just think about these things and hope they come into your life. you think about them, and you become the type of person that earns them, that does them, that gets them. And what we become, we attract. I see only the objective, the obstacle must give way. That's a quote by Napoleon Bonaparte, and it's such a powerful one. He was just such an interesting, incredible man in so many ways, and such a great leader. And you think about that. I see only the objective, and the obstacle must give way. If you have a 10-year plan of how to get somewhere, you should ask yourself, why can't I do that in 6 months? And that's a huge challenge. Why can't you do what your 10-year plan is in 6 months with the right amount of action? And you're not always going to be able to, but it's a great challenge. How much stuff are you putting off because you're not willing to take the action on it? Take 10 to 30 minutes each day just to sit in a quiet space and think creatively. Visualize success. Daydream and let your vision flourish. It's so important that we don't just work hard, but we think hard. We spend time creating and imagining and visualizing what we want out of our lives. I will pursue every opportunity to its full end in order to make money. So not leaving things on the table. There's so many opportunities we have to make money that are before us. And if we would just pursue them all the way to the end, they would come to fruition. But most of the time we just get distracted and we look around for ways to make money when there's so many opportunities sitting right in front of us. So every opportunity that comes my way, I want to take full advantage of it and make sure that I'm pursuing it to its end in order to build my businesses, to make more money, to do better things with my life. Thoughts are powerful. Become a keen observer of your thoughts. This is so crucial. What do you think about throughout the day? Are you thinking uplifting thoughts? Are you thinking thoughts that kind of berate yourself or degrade yourself? And if you are, take those thoughts captive. Be aware of what you're thinking and just make sure your thoughts are pointed in the direction that you desire. Again, I see only the objective. The obstacle must give way. So I don't know why I haven't repeated that one, but it's in there. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. That's a saying that I heard from Jim Rohn that has had such a profound impact on me and an effect on the way that I live my life now. I can get stressed out and I can catch myself saying, I wish it were just easier. And now I grab that thought and I turn it around and I say, don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. And that inspires me to rise to the occasion, to rise to the challenge and take it over and do my best and be better than whatever obstacle I'm facing. I'm determined to be a problem solver. Again, I don't want to let anything get in my way. If there's something in my way, I want to be a problem solver. I want to get past it and get through it. Write out your year's goals every single morning. Just do it. You believe what you continually tell yourself. So if I'm consistently writing out my goals for the year, then I know what I'm going after, and I begin to believe that I will achieve those things, and I put the needed effort and action into those. Make every act effective. Concern yourself only with its proper completion and then move on. I'm fully capable of managing a team of people for Elevated and building a full and big company, and I want to. Business community is better than being alone. So sometimes I get afraid of a giant company that I'm creating. I get stressed out at the thought of that. Am I good enough? Can I do it? And I just have to tell myself that's what I want. That's what I desire for my business. And just reaffirm I am able. I'm able to do these things. Find one venture and one process that earns you a certain amount every month and then repeat it. So that's a great way to earn more money in life, is find one thing that makes you money and then repeat that process consistently a certain number of times until you hit your goal. People will learn from you, listen to you, love you, buy from you, and hire you when they feel understood, not when they understand you. That was from Dean Graziosi, who wrote the book Millionaire Success Habits, and that was a great reminder that you want people to feel understood in your life. It's not so much about me being understood and making sure that my point gets across, but the people I'm communicating with, do I understand them and do they feel understood by me? That's so important to make people feel valuable that way and listened to. So that's it, guys. Those are my cards right now. Thank you for watching and listening. If you have any questions or thoughts or something that you reacted to when I was reading these, let me know what your favorite one was in the comments, or let me know your thoughts on this, and I'd love to talk with you about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this community. I hope this inspires you. I hope that you would take at least something of what I've shown you here and do it for your own life. That you would write out a handful of cards that you can go through every morning, or when you're low on energy, or when you need inspiration. And you just have a handful of things here that challenge you, that inspire you, that remind you who you are and who you want to be and what you're going after and why you're going after them. And then just little challenges, daily challenges that you can really be on point with. And it's just made such an impact in my life. I don't go through these every single morning, but I do consistently. And they're such a good pick-me-up if I'm struggling to just be motivated for a day or whatever it is. I go to these cards, and as you can see, they're just challenges. They remind me, be on point, get your work done, persist on. Don't see the obstacle, see only the objective, and make the obstacle give way. And so I would just encourage and challenge you guys to do this for yourself. I'd love to hear about your journey. And again, I'm Makai Block with Limitless North. Thank you so much for being a part of what we're doing here. And I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. Watch some of the other videos, share it, and just be a part of this community so that we can encourage each other and collectively we can all find success and raise our status. Appreciate you guys. God bless you. I'll see you on the next one.